Hello, this is Bill Scheid from the Systems Lab, and I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of rules-based mechanical systems. The PRX crypto system is, of course, a rules-based mechanical system, and there's pros and cons that come along with that. Overall, high level, to start from a zoomed out perspective, I suggest, first of all, you have to find a system that fits you as a trader. For me, for a long time, rules-based mechanical systems were the best fit for me. As I've evolved over time, I found that I can trade pretty well with rules-based discretionary systems. But it took me a while to develop that, and for me, rules-based mechanical systems were the way to get there. Now, rules-based mechanical systems aren't for everybody, and my belief is if you're going to trade a rules-based mechanical system, it's a good idea to understand some of the pros and some of the cons. So one of the pros is that it reduces cognitive load. If you have a rules-based mechanical system and the rules are clear, that's less to think about. And one of my beliefs is that cognitive load is one of the big hidden costs of trading. How much time does it take? How much is it on your mind? How much of your mental desktop does it take to figure out what you should be doing with your system? Closely related to that is the reduction in emotional load. So when the rules are clear, there's no second guessing yourself. There's no, should I have done this? Should I have done that? You're not staying awake all night worrying about your positions. No, you have a set of rules and you execute. It's like in the military, you get your orders and you march. Boom, there you go. Time efficiency is closely related to the reduction in cognitive load and reduction in emotional load. The rules tell you what you should do. You take action, you enter your orders, and you're on your way. And also, rules-based mechanical systems are easy to automate. There's no trying to figure out the subjective discretion part and how do you code that into a system. And of course, that makes it easy to backtest and analyze results because the rules should be retroactively applicable in the same way that they are going forward in real time. Now, some of the cons of rules-based mechanical systems. First of all, like I said earlier, it might not fit you. You might not be a rules-based mechanical trader. That's an important step. Van Tharp always said you have to trade a system that fits you, and I strongly believe in that. I spent a long time trying to trade systems that didn't fit me earlier in my trading career, and it was a total disaster. The second thing is rules-based mechanical systems, they don't, in my belief, they don't fully leverage the power of the human mind. I believe that the human mind is capable of a huge number of very complex calculations in a very short period of time, a lot of which we may not even be aware of. For example, context versus content. So according to the rules of your system, what's happening with the content of price action right now might generate an entry or it might generate an exit. But you as a human being, as an individual with a depth of experience and with market feel, you might have a better sense of context of what's happening. And context, in my belief, is king. Context trumps content. Sorry to use that word if you feel that Trump is a bad word, but you get what I'm saying there. Now, if you are someone who can trade both, this saying might be helpful for you. Comply now, complain later. That might be helpful. So for me, as I'm trading a rules-based mechanical system, if I find that there's a rule that I particularly am having difficulty following, my rule for myself is comply now, complain later. So I'm going to follow the rule now in the moment and execute the system according to the rules. And then I have a research-based way of quantifying, well, what would happen if I made this other choice? So my complaint turns into research, and I have a way of quantifying, is the idea that I had, is that going to beat the current rule set? So what we can do is we can compare our system quality number to our trader quality number, and hat tip to Ken Long here on the idea of TQN. So we can say, well, hey, here's the results that my system would have generated based on the results, and based on the rules, and then I can look to say, well, what results would I have generated with my trader discretion? And I can compare those two, and if my TQN beats my SQN, then I have the basis to add a new rule to my system. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Thanks for watching, and happy trading.